Hey, what's up guys? I think it's finally time that we catch up on some Street Fighter V news. Unfortunately, my computer's still stuck at the shop waiting replacement parts, but we can't wait any longer. We're going to fall too behind here. So, let's start this off with the big one. A couple of weeks ago, some time ago, a mysterious posting of a game called Street Fighter V Arcade Edition popped up on a UK gaming shopping website. The release date was set for January 16th, 2018, and priced at €31.85. So we heard of leaks and rumors about a Super Street Fighter V, but an arcade edition. Sounds kind of weird. So let's start talking about if this is actually real or not. The first suspicious thing about this is that once this was discovered, and a bunch of people of course started posting it all over on Twitter and websites and such, this got removed from the website immediately, like right after. So that's very suspicious in itself. It usually means that it is something that is real. And unfortunately, the description of the game below it, the description was just some kind of placeholder. It's like the default speech for Street Fighter V. So unfortunately, there's no extra hints there on what this could actually be. The website itself, according to what I've read from other postings from people, is that it's not a complete no-name website. It's actually pretty reputable. So it is a normal website. It's not something that someone is just trying to get a rise out of people and make fake leaks. So it may be an embargo leak, probably. Also, the release date that was posted, being in January, pretty much lines up exactly with all the leaks and rumors we have so far, coming right at the start of the year, right after CPT, and the fact that it's on the 16th, which is a Tuesday, where most games are actually released on, seems to check out too. So pretty believable so far. It's not something like a placeholder date like January 1st or something. The price is also pretty believable, as well as €31 translates to about 43 USD. Now, as great as this might sound that we have some kind of hint, big hint that we're going to be getting some kind of expansion to Street Fighter V instead of just, your typical Season 3 update, I do have one big concern, and that is the title of this game. So the title Street Fighter V Arcade Edition, when I first read that, honestly, it just sounds lame. I don't like it at all, and I really hope Capcom doesn't end up calling it Street Fighter V Arcade Edition, strictly from a marketing point of view. Because one of the reasons why I liked it being called Super Street Fighter V, I don't care if it's called Super or Mega or whatever, it's just that the benefit of remarketing the game with a new title, and it kind of just like reboots it and makes it feel like it's a brand new game. That's what we want. And with the title Arcade Edition, that's not really doing that. You kind of lose the chance of being able to remarket it that way. Now, we know there's definitely a ton of consumers that still haven't bought Street Fighter V by looking at the sales and paying attention to it over the last year or two. And just calling it Arcade Edition sounds like some kind of random DLC tacked onto the game, where it's just one single little addition, and it doesn't feel like this whole new package, this giant expansion, if it was called something like Super. So I hope at the very least that this title is some kind of placeholder to the game, because it just sounds lame. Even Street Fighter V Season 3 would sound kind of lame. I guess at least now we know, of course, that Arcade Edition for Street Fighter V is obviously going to be a big central focus. Otherwise, why would Capcom even call it that? So at least we can expect like the arcade mode in the game to not be some kind of lazy afterthought feature. And because we waited for so long for arcade mode, right? So at least we can expect it to be something big if they're going out of their way to call it Arcade Edition. Now, another concern about this, and I've seen a lot of people talk about, is the fact that Capcom is apparently going back on their word by making another version of Street Fighter V. So, well, we talked about this before in the first Super Street Fighter V video with the leaks and stuff, but the leaks and rumors say that this expansion will be a free expansion, okay? So all the patch updates, all the balance updates, and changes have been free for Street Fighter V so far, okay? And all the new characters can still be bought with fight money, even though it's really hard to get fight money. So I don't see this pattern changing, so of course the expansion should be free. Capcom also said in past interviews that one disc is all you'll ever need for this game, and if the expansion is indeed free DLC, then this should stay true to that statement, so I don't think there's anything to worry about. Also, there is benefits to releasing a new disc, such as exposure to people that haven't been keeping up with the Street Fighter news and they just happen to see it on the shelf. Also help players, catch up with all the content. So I'm going to assume that the new disc will include all the Season 1 and Season 2 characters, which will be very appealing to someone, since if someone were to decide to just pick up Street Fighter V at the start of Season 3, they're going to be pretty overwhelmed by the amount of missing characters. We know that'd be 12 missing characters right off the bat, and then we got stages and other content on the original disc. So I think both the players that got the game when it first came out and was released, and players buying it after, should be satisfied, and I think that's a good balance to it. Also, back to the marketing thing, I really hope Capcom changes the UI for this game. Not just the menus, but I'm talking about the life bars, super bars, all of that. So if someone happens to see this game streaming, once again, they'll think it's a new Street Fighter, and it just helps the remarketing. So on to more news. More recently, data miner Xkira posted a video showing off some leaked details on what the upcoming arcade mode will be like. So one thing I should note here as well is that the date of the code that's found in the code in the game is listed for January, this arcade mode. So that lines up with the Street Fighter V Arcade Edition and the past rumors and leaks for Season 3. Right now, with the information, while we have an arcade mode, it will apparently feature 14 battles. So that's pretty long. In each battle, you'll be able to select one of 2 opponents, similar to how it was like in Third Strike, where you can just choose whatever character you want, if you work on your bad matchups or whatever. And the characters you fight are divided from each Street Fighter series. So they're in groups of, Street Fighter Alpha, and then Street Fighter 3, Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 2. So that's kind of interesting. Also, like the final batch of characters, or the final 4 characters that you can fight, are the 4 original kings of Shadaloo, including Sagat. There's also 2 bonus stages going to be in it, just like your typical arcade mode. One seems to be a car stage that has some kind of feature that's related to Abigail, maybe his garage shop, and the classic barrel stage as well. Finally, there's obviously going to be some kind of final boss to the arcade mode, but also an additional true boss, which has some kind of secret condition to fight. So that's really cool too. Maybe we can see a cameo of some kind of boss character we haven't seen in a while, or something that kind of leads up to Street Fighter 3, if you guys know what I mean. So on top of this, we're also going to be getting a bunch of arcade mode challenges, which will likely feature ways to earn extra fight money. Perhaps they'll use something from survival mode, like double down or something in arcade mode, or some kind of conditions to help you get bonus fight money. So once again, I really hope arcade mode becomes a good alternative to earning or farming fight money daily if you want to take a break from playing online all the time. And even though I still think they should raise the amount of fight money you get on online in general, just because it really is getting out of hand right now on how to earn fight money in the game. And it's great that Capcom is constantly adding all these stages, content, costumes and all that, but it's just with the fight money alone, it's almost impossible now not to actually be forced to spend real money if you want everything in the game. And fight money was supposed to be a substitute for people that have the time to grind it. So yeah, so let me know what you guys think about this Street Fighter V Arcade Edition. Do you guys feel okay with that title, if that's what they end up calling it? Do you guys even think it's true? With all these leaks and rumors and accidental postings and stuff, I mean, we're coming really close now to CPT, so it's only a matter of time before we get a really solid leak now on what's going to happen with this game and the content that we're going to see. So don't forget to like the video, guys, and be sure to subscribe to the channel. So of course I'll keep you posted on more fighting game news in the future as much as I can on this laptop. So till then, guys, take care.